His MVP. Golf swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after a 2-0 Texas Rangers victory over the San Francisco Giants. Good night to be a Rangers fan, and a lot of teams losing around the AL West as well, something that we love to see. I know there were a number of teams as of probably like fifth or sixth inning, as I checked, had taken L's. Houston lost today. Houston lost and a Rangers win. The day doesn't get much better when that happens. Am I right? And then let's see who else. We had the A's. They actually ended up winning tonight. A's are 13-13, right on the Rangers' tails. After giving up that loss, that win last night, A's are right there. Really, the Rangers should have won 2 out of 3, probably even 3 out of 3 in that series. I know I wasn't there for, Tuesday's game, Wednesday, Thursday didn't go live. But really, the Rangers, I think, should be on their way to a really good road trip had it not been for a couple of huge mistakes in last night's game. We won't go there too much today. I'd rather focus on the good stuff as I usually do, but back to business here. Rangers win 2-0. Seattle loses 8-4. Houston loses 2-0. What did the Angels do today? They lost 11-4. So the A's are the only team that get a win beyond the Rangers today. You look at the standings right now. The Rangers are in first place, in control, and they are up a game on the Mariners, a game and a half on the Astros, 2 games on the A's, and 2.5 games on the Angels. So still a very, very tight race in the AL West, but it's good to be on top. Looks like the Detroit Tigers currently have the best record in the American League, just barely at 15-10. Rangers improved to 15-11 after their win tonight. Still have a negative run differential. Crazy as it is, minus 13 is the run differential for the Rangers. To give you some perspective, the Tigers are plus 30 with the best record in the American League, and the New York Yankees are plus 29. And then there's the Rangers, minus 13. Whew. Rangers start out their series in San Francisco on a good note. We're going to get into everything here in just a little bit. We'll take all of your comments, take all of your questions along the way, go through the box score, highlight some players of the game, preview the rest of the matchups on Saturday and Sunday. But first, here right on Rangers, we cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during MLB season. Thank you so much for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Let's get it. Welcome to everybody, by the way. Thank you so much. Was out of town the past couple of nights. It's probably better that I wasn't able to go live last night. I mean, look, y'all probably would have loved it, but it was probably for the best that I did not go live last night, because last night was an incredibly frustrating game. I mean, look, the Wyatt Langford losing the ball in the lights, it's hard to get mad at the kid for making a mistake like that. I mean, look, you can lose the ball in twilight, especially at a ballpark like where we were playing, Sutter Health, not a major league field. Twilight is a difficult time when you don't have the major league lighting. I don't really fault Wyatt Langford, but Leody Taveras, the ground ball, one out. If he fields that properly, there's going to be probably a play at third. I'm guessing that there's going to be a safe call there, but first and third with one out is totally different. First and third, one out, and you've got the lead. One pitch, ground ball, double play ends the game. You just don't know. So probably for the best that I didn't go live last night, but I put out a video today, real short reel on the whole situation, and of course, posted about it multiple times in game. I did not understand, by the way, the Leote substitution late tonight. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Dustin Harris, I thought, had a great day out in center field. What are you looking to gain moving Leote out to center field in the late innings? Like, we really think Leote is that big of an upgrade over Dustin Harris, replacing Dustin Harris for defensive purposes? Total head scratcher move to me. Dustin Harris had made a really nice play earlier in the game. That's the other thing, too. He had made a great play. I think it was in the first inning. Outstanding play. And it was going back on that Willy Adames fly ball, I believe. I mean, that ball off the bat was 104 from Willy Adames. Thought Dustin Harris went back and made a great play. I don't even know. I did not get that move at all. Glad it didn't end up costing anybody. Right now, though, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into the positive stuff. We're going to get into the positives here. Nate Eovaldi. Let's start with big game Nate. He came out tonight, and here's a little bit about his evening. So, Nate, 6 strong innings. Pitch count did get driven up a little bit, but 6 strong innings. 4 base runners, 3 hits, 1 walk. No earned runs, of course. 7 strikeouts. ERA down to 2.21. Dude's dealing right now. He's dealing this season. And he has gotten some of the least run support in Major League Baseball. I don't know what the number is. I don't know what the average is, but they scored 2 runs for Nate Eovaldi tonight. Just kind of par for the course. Tyler Mahle might have it a little bit worse. We'll see Tyler Mahle tomorrow on the bump. He might have it a little bit worse than Nate Eovaldi. Nate Eovaldi's got it pretty bad when it comes to the run support. 2 runs tonight, but that's all Nate needed. He was outstanding. And in particular, I absolutely loved, I think it was the bottom of the 6th inning where he strikes out the side to exit the night. Bottom 6, he gets Willy Adames strikeout swinging. He gets Jung-Hoo Lee called out on strikes, and then gets Matt Chapman swinging. Mic drop, baby. That was awesome. Bottom of the 6th inning. You kind of felt like at that point, can we get one more out of him? He was at 99 pitches, but you watch him strike out the side like that, I got to admit, I'm like, man, can we get 10 more pitches out of him? Could we get a 7th inning, man? Just because of how filthy he was and how well he was dealing. But it all worked out, right? Martin comes in, gets 4 outs. Martin had a great outing today. Garcia comes in, gets 1 inning, 3 Ks. All of his outs were by the strikeout. And then Luke Jackson comes in, extremely low drama. Last 2 outs, gets a strikeout, get a little swing and miss there. Luke Jackson, I mean, can you fault Luke Jackson for last night? Yeah, not ideal. It's crazy. I did see some people defending, the Leote slander, if you will, and getting on Luke Jackson for walking somebody. It happens, man. You got 1 inning. It happens. Sometimes there's going to be base runners. Even the best closers in baseball are going to allow base runners. So I don't know how you defend the error last night from Leote with Luke Jackson walk somebody. It would have been 1st and 3rd with 1 out. And that is still a manageable situation. You don't have the game-winning run in scoring position. That's the thing that I don't think some people, I think a lot of y'all, I got a lot of really, really wise individuals following the channel, and I appreciate you. But some people, I don't think they understood the magnitude of that error. Not only do you allow the game-tying run to score, you also allow the game-winning run to get into scoring position. 1st and 3rd, 1 out, 3-2 ball game is completely different than what we had after that error unfolded. So I don't know how you can get on Luke Jackson for last night. I think I would have loved to have seen what can he do with first and third one out. At that point, I don't think it's a dire situation. Even if you get a base knock and they tie the game, you've still got an opportunity. Luke Jackson's been great, I think, since opening day. And look, ERA is down to 3.38, 8 saves in 9 attempts. I think he's been pretty solid. And this bullpen, I think, is the biggest surprise of Major League Baseball in 2025. And you guys know I'm heavy on Rangers. I do keep my eye a little bit on different things here and there. To me, this Rangers bullpen has got to be the biggest surprise in 2025 that not a lot of people are talking about. Not a lot of people are talking about the Rangers bullpen right now. Yeah, maybe some deep dives in some podcasts here and there. And, I'm not saying nobody's talking about it. The real ones, the diehards are. But, around baseball, there's not a lot of people that are pumping up, gassing up the Rangers bullpen right now. But they need to be. This bullpen is incredible. You look at the ERAs going down the box score tonight, 213, 150, 338. Those are Martin, Garcia, Jackson in order. Martin, 213, Garcia, 150, Jackson, 338. And the only reason Jackson's is so high is because of opening day. And the 3-run bomb that Wilyer Abreu hits for the Boston Red Sox. So this bullpen is outstanding. It's the biggest surprise in Major League Baseball in 2025. Probably going to put a video out on it tomorrow. Little spoiler alert. We got to show some love to this bullpen. A lot of people were very worried, very nervous, rightfully so. I'm not going to say that it was totally like, why were you even worried, right? I'm not going to go scorched earth on the people that had their doubts, but this bullpen has been incredibly solid. I will say this. At the beginning of the season, when we didn't sign a closer, I was very open to, let's get another guy in there. Like, it does not hurt to have good depth in the bullpen. Let's sign one of the closers. Let's go get David Robertson. I was a fan of that. I would still be a fan of that if they wanted to sign David Robertson or go out and get somebody via trade before the deadline. I think it would be a great idea. As much as I love the guys and what they're doing right now in our bullpen, it does not hurt to get somebody else, especially a guy that can do the high leverage late inning situations. But let's give the flowers to the guys that are here right now getting it done. What Martin, Garcia, and Jackson are doing right now, it makes you not really miss David Robertson and Kirby Yates in that tandem. I can't say I've spent a lot of time saying I really miss David Robertson and Kirby Yates this year. Have you guys? I haven't. Clearly, occasionally when the Rangers have blown it, think opening day, right? Yeah, you're saying it to yourself then. You haven't really had to say it a lot to yourself over the course of the, 3 weeks that the season's been going on, 3-4 weeks. This has been an incredible pen so far. And then we're not even talking about guys like Hobie Milner. Not even talking about Hobie Milner and some of these other guys that are not in the big moment situations, but are getting it done. So I got to say, biggest surprise in Major League Baseball in 2025, the Texas Rangers bullpen. I did say at the beginning of the year, trust Chris Young. One of the things that I feel like Chris Young has been able to do, and let's give some credit to Fenstermaker and some of the other guys in the front office too. I know CY is the figurehead. He's going to be the guy that gets mentioned more than anybody else, but he has been able to put together good bullpens over the last 2 or 3 years. Look, obviously the World Series 2023 pen ended up being a really, really quality asset. And then you had 2024, the back end of the bullpen, especially. And the season itself was not awesome, but you can't blame that completely on the bullpen, right? There were some meltdowns, but look, Chris Young, by and large, done a pretty good job of finding value and getting guys in there that can perform, guys that aren't necessarily big name, sexy choices, but get the job done. And look, 2023, kind of thinking about it on the fly here, was a little tumultuous. The team blew over 30 saves, but what matters? The postseason. The postseason matters. And in the postseason, the bullpen was dominant. You look at some of the numbers that our bullpen had in 2023, in the postseason, dominant numbers. Think about Josh Boers, the guy that pitched the final strike of the World Series to seal the deal. Look at Josh Boers' numbers. You go down the list, it's pretty incredible how good the bullpen was during the postseason. A couple guys got hit around a little bit, sure. But a large majority, the numbers are outstanding, filthy. So we give credit to the bullpen tonight. And then Wyatt Langford. I know we've talked about Evo. We talked about bullpen. I'd be remiss not to talk about Wyatt Langford. 3 for 4, batting .350 right now. .350? Hello. 1.129 OPS. I haven't looked at a lot of box scores lately. I mean, look, last night, I can't say I did a lot of studying. What were the averages? I was just so dang frustrated with that error out in the outfield on a game that we should have won. But look, taking a peek right now, 1129 OPS for Wyatt Langford. I mean, it's incredible what he has done since coming back from the injured list. 30 for 30 in play. We've talked about that, but I mean, this guy is doing it all right now. He was 2 doubles tonight, had the game-winning RBI, technically speaking, right? 1-0. The Giants don't score. When Wyatt Langford made it 1-0, that was the game-winning RBI right there. Rangers tonight, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Jock Peterson, was that his first RBI of the season? Oof. I mean, look, I'm happy for the guy. Yeah, that wasn't it? His first RBI of the season. Oh, my goodness. We're not going to go negative, y'all. We're not going to go negative tonight. Jock Peterson gets his first RBI of the season. Congrats to him. And you know what? It was a nice insurance run to have. So we're going to take that from Jock Peterson. Hitting the ball hard. You got to give him that. I know the average is .078 at this point, but he does appear to be hitting the ball hard. I can't say that, I still love him hitting 3, but with Corey Seager out, I think you got to do it. I do feel like when Siegs comes back, you're going to see Peterson dip down a little bit. But right now, I'm okay with it. I'm not loving it. I'd much rather have Corey Seager 3rd, Jock Peterson maybe hitting 6th, 7th. Simi, I like from the 5 spot. Marcus Semien had a rough night tonight. Just unlucky night. I think rough is probably being a little bit too harsh on him. Just an unlucky night tonight. I mean, he had 2 balls that were, I think, 100+ miles an hour. The double play was not quite 100. I think it was like 99 miles an hour off the bat. He just missed one, though. I mean, that left field, left center fly out he had was like 105 off the bat and was a home run. I think in a couple of ballparks, had like a 560 XBA. So basically off the bat, a 56% chance of being a hit. And that big cavernous Oracle Park just swallowed it up. So Marcus Semien over, but the night actually I think was a lot better than what the stat line will show you. But back to Wyatt Langford. Incredible. I think having him in the 2 spot is perfect. And going to give myself a little pat on the back. We've been saying it a long time. Could we get our best 2 hitters, Josh H. Smith and Wyatt Langford, hitting 1-2? Could we give our best 2 hitters right now, no Corey Seager slander? I think that Josh Smith and Wyatt Langford are hitting better than Corey Seager right now. I don't think that's a hot take. Do I think overall that those 2 guys are better hitters than Corey Seager? No, I wouldn't say that at this point. But right now in 2025, I think that Corey Seager is taking a back seat to Josh H. Smith and Wyatt Langford. Let's give Wyatt and Josh the opportunity to get the most at-bats on the team. They provide base runners for the guys hitting behind them, opportunities to score runs. I love Wyatt Langford in the 2-hole. I think it is going to end up being one of the best moves that Bruce Bochy made, and I hope he doesn't mess with it. After the Corey Seager injury, I got on and I said, please don't mess with it. Don't move Josh Smith back to 3rd just because Seager goes out. Leave the top 2 alone. Leave Josh Smith, leave Wyatt Langford alone right where they're at. It's a dynamic duo. You don't want to mess with it. You want to go ahead and let those guys continue to cook at the top of the order. So I am hopeful that Corey Seager's back soon so we can really see what that lineup is going to look like with some extended ABs in games. But right now, don't mess with Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford 1-2 punch at the top. It's going great, especially for Wyatt Langford. All right, y'all. You can be being patient long enough. I appreciate all y'all hanging out. So I'm going to go ahead and check comments real quick as I can. Caden, what's good? Whole offense is Wyatt Langford right now. Give Josh H. Smith some love. Dude's hitting like 328 right now. We're going to give Josh Smith some love for sure. 328. Look, everybody else, though, I agree, needs to be doing a little bit better. Right? Dolly tonight, I don't know what his 2 balls in play were like. I can't remember, y'all. 2 strikeouts tonight, though, for Dolly. 209 average. Jock Peterson, I think, had a pretty nice game. And I've been hard on Jock. So I think tonight I can pretty objectively say I thought his at-bats were good tonight. I thought he hit the ball hard. I thought that he had a good night up at the plate. Marcus, we already talked about, a little bit unlucky. But right now, yeah, Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford, the only guys that are having consistent success. Yeah, Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, he is doing a little bit better down in AAA. I think he had another nice game tonight. We'll go over the box score for Evan Carter, but I think at this point, that's going to be the goal, right? Getting Evan Carter up to the big leagues. I said, I think by May, by June at the latest, we're probably going to see Evan Carter again. I would expect that. True Hero, Rangers all day. Yes, sir. Love it. Rangers all day. Yeah, yep. Robert agreed. Very nice game tonight. 100%. We keep going. Are the Rangers beating the Dodgers in the World Series? It was a pretty good series. Dodgers-Rangers was pretty good. I know Shohei didn't play all 3 games, but we'll never know. Never know till it happens. We keep going. Rangers bullpen is refreshing considering we don't have Yates or Robertson. So confused why he didn't sign anywhere. He said right away he's not coming back. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that there wasn't a bigger push to go and get either one of those guys. I know Kirby Yates was going to be expensive, but at the same time, surprises me. But hard to complain with what the bullpen's been doing right now. I do agree with Robert. I do think Rangers can compete against the Dodgers. We saw that happen. Last weekend? We saw it happen. Rangers can play with anybody. I mean, and what's crazy is the offense has not even been good, and they're still not getting blown out by anyone. I mean, yeah, they had a couple of games here and there where it got lopsided. All the games they lose feel super close. I mean, think about that Dodgers series, multiple close games. You think about the A series, couple of close games as well. 2-3 runs, 1 run last night. Wyatt is the dude, John, no doubt. John, go catch Condensed Game. Go on MLB.com. Watch Condensed Game. It's a good one. You want to watch a masterclass by Nathan Eovaldi? Highly recommend. Absolutely. If we had 8 other Wyatts on this team, we'd be undefeated. Ain't that the truth? I sure would love to see that. Give me, hey, I won't be greedy. Give me 4 Wyatts and, give me 5 Josh Smiths, something like that. I'll take that. The hardest RBI is the first, isn't it? Sometimes. I can't say I love what we got going right now in the 3-hole. I mean, Jock Peterson had a good game tonight, absolutely, and he hit the ball hard the other night against Mason Miller, and look, it's great, but don't love Jock Peterson in the 3-hole. It's clearly not going to be something that sticks when Seager gets back. We keep going. Yep, Smith, Langford, Seager, Robert, totally with you on that. That's been what I would like to. I mean, y'all have seen it. Y'all have heard me say it. I wanted Smith, Langford, Seager for a long time. I have no idea how Bruce Bochy and I literally got on the same wavelength because I did not think he was going to ever move Siegs out of that 2-hole. And I know some of y'all agreed with me, like, no, he's not going to do it. So to see Bruce Bochy actually have Corey Seager hitting 3rd and Josh Smith and Wyatt Langford 1-2, just like I asked, I feel like Christmas came early. Seriously. All right, let me go to TikTok now. Appreciate all y'all on YouTube. Thank you to all the people that have followed, by the way. Man, I know we're going late. What is it? 12:43. in Texas right now, 1243. If you're in Texas hanging out, you're a real one. Appreciate you. Thank you to all the people that have followed. Hey, Miguel, let's go Rangers, baby. Hard Chuck, yes, sir. Been a couple of days. Had to work. Wish this was full-time gig. Sure would be awesome. I try and treat it like one, but had to work for a couple of days. Was out of town. Probably for the best. I wasn't on the live yesterday. Would have been a rough one. Would have probably been going scorched earth yesterday after the game. Bats haven't come around. Pitching still there, 100%, man. I mean, I'm trying to just stay positive. The bats clearly not clicking. We all know this, but you know what? When you're getting wins, I feel like at some point you have to appreciate it, and I'm trying to do that. But of course, I'm thinking the same thing y'all are, and I've been beating this drum for a long time. Like this offense, when they're not clicking and when the pitching is not clicking, it's going to be super easy to look at what 1 through 9 has done collectively throughout the first however many games there have been played, 16 games, or excuse me, 26 games. It's going to be super easy to start blaming the offense. And that has reared its ugly head multiple times. Our pitchers have a rough night. The offense scores 2 runs, and suddenly it's not looking so good anymore. Winning helps right a lot of wrongs, covers a multitude of sins. But when they're winning 2-0, you try and enjoy it. But this team has got to figure out the offensive side. And I know that they keep telling us that it's going to click, it's going to work. Bruce Bochy, these guys are going to come around. I do believe, and I'm trying to be objective here, y'all, but it's hard because I'm so invested in this team. But I don't think that some guys are going to come around. I think there might be a couple of guys that start cooking, start heating up. I could see Jock Peterson heating up. I don't know if there's some other guys on this squad that had down years last year that are going to pull it together. Adolis Garcia, he is one. I have my doubts whether or not he is going to be ending 2025 with a really, really good stat line. Not to say he won't have his epic moments here and there with the walk-offs. He just did it against the Dodgers last weekend, right? But he's one in particular that I've kind of circled. I just don't know if Dolly is going to make it back to 2023 Dolly. I think he's still going to give you some awesome moments from time to time, but he's one of the guys from 23 that didn't play well last year, at least didn't play well enough last year for what was expected of him. He's one that I kind of say to myself, I just don't know if he's going to make it back to 2023 form. There's a few guys that I think might, like Marcus Semien. I know he's not playing well right now. I think Simi might make it back to having a little bit, I would say at least better season than he did last year. I know that the average looks terrible right now. But, Jonah Heim, I don't know about Jonah Heim getting back. There's a few guys I just don't think are going to make it back, and I think we have to be okay with that. And what you have to hope is guys like Wyatt Langford and Josh Smith. And, again, you go down the list, you think about Jock Peterson, you think about Josh Young, you think about some of these guys that you're counting on, either you're paying a lot of money for, or they're young guys that you're expecting to get better and better. And those are the guys that they really need. Look, Adolis Garcia, you're not actually paying him a lot of money. You're getting Dolly on a pretty nice contract. If Dolly doesn't get back to 2023 form, I think the Rangers can still compete for a championship. But some of these guys that you're paying a lot of money to, and some of these guys that you're expecting to get better and better each year because they're super young, like Wyatt Langford and Josh Young, even Evan Carter, maybe throw his name in there. Those are the guys to me that you have to keep your eye on the most. And I just hope that those guys can start turning it on and consistently figuring it out. Wyatt Langford, Josh Smith doing their part. Josh Young, I know he had the home run last night. He's in a pretty bad slump right now. I mean, I know he was 1 for 4. I think he's 6 for his last 43. I mean, if that gives you any indication. And I know that there's some people that think when I'm speaking the stats and the facts out loud, like I'm trolling or I'm hating on some of these guys. I think we got to be able to say things out loud that are true and easily researchable on MLB.com. Josh Young is in a 6 for 43 right now. That's not ideal. And so I think those guys are the guys we have got to focus on, lock in on, and really hope start clicking and start finding it. All right, keep going. David Goodwin, yes, sir. Can our offense get going? Yes, I think it's got to be those guys that I just talked about, though. Wyatt was awesome today, no doubt. Wyatt's back and shoulders, Miguel, have to be hurting him. Like, carrying the team. Josh Smith, too. Is Heim hurt? No, but Kyle Higashioka, I feel like, has caught every Evo start. Am I wrong on that, y'all? Has Kyle Higashioka caught every Evo start? I thought I saw Jonah Heim caught 1 or 2 DeGrom starts, but I think Higgy has caught every Evo start, if I'm not mistaken. One of y'all let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like if he hasn't caught every start, it's like maybe there's been 1 start Jonah Heim has caught Evo, but it feels like it's Higgy for every Evo start. We keep going. Call up Duran. Yeah, I don't know if Duran's the answer, bro. I'm not big on Duran. I cannot say I'm a big Zeke Duran believer in terms of everyday production. I think there's got to be other guys. Zeke Duran is kind of in the Leote boat for me. I've seen enough. I've seen multiple seasons. I don't want to see Zeke Duran taking away ABs from anybody. Not that you can't have him on the squad for depth, but I don't want to see him getting any consistent playing time. You're just taking away ABs from the guys that really need it. So I'm not on that page. Roger, what's good? Appreciate you. Keep stacking the dubs. Evan Carter is looking good. We better look him up right now. We better look up and see what EC's doing down at Round Rock right now. Let's do it. Let's check it. So Round Rock lost tonight, huh? Oh, they're playing Vegas. Sweet. All right, let's check it. So box score, Evan Carter, he had a triple tonight. Nice. Carter goes 2 for 4 with an RBI, and he had a triple and a single, infield single. Little 2-out RBI as well from Carter. Okay. Let's go. So that 2-out triple made it 1-1. Evan Carter is now up to a 204 average, respectable 747 OPS. That's respectable. 747. Look, you love to see that number above 800, but 747 OPS, respectable. So Evan Carter looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Did he get picked off? Looks like he did get picked off at first base. That's about the only blemish on his game tonight. Who pitched? Festa. Festa has a 0 ERA. Okay. Hunter Strickland is getting lit up in AAA. Might as well check out these names while we're down here, right? Ezekiel Duran, 286 average, 0 for 4 tonight. Foscue, 315. He was 0 for 4 tonight. Blaine Krim, 316. He was 1 for 4. So you got some guys hitting pretty well down there at Round Rock. Festa with the 0 ERA. How many innings has he pitched, Matt Festa? Let's check this out. He is this year, come on. He is 8 games in, 13 innings, no earned runs for Matt Festa. Think that dude's trying to make it back to the bigs? My goodness, 13 innings pitched, no earned runs for Matt Festa. Festa had a couple decent moments last year, didn't he? A couple decent moments, then he started getting hit around a little bit. But he started out, I think, pretty well, if I'm not mistaken, in 2024, Matt Festa did. All right, we keep going. Yeah, look, Jonah has been better. Natalie brings up a good point. YouTube comment over here. Jonah's been better. He has not been as bad as last year. Last year, we know, statistically speaking, this is not hyperbole. Last year, Jonah Heim was one of, if not the worst offensive player in baseball. I mean, that was the reality. So I agree. It's been better than that. All right, keep going. Who is my favorite Ranger now and all time? Now, probably Seager. Slowly, Josh Smith, Wyatt Langford are creeping up the list. Right now, it's Siegs right now. And then I would say Josh Hamilton all time. We need to trade Leote, Christian says. We needed to trade Leote about 2 years ago. I was actually texting with one of my best friends during the game today, and I said, it's crazy to think what we could have gotten for Leote Taveras when he was a top prospect. Like, Leote was a top prospect, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when he came into the league? And what could we have gotten for Leote at the height? And unfortunately, I do think it's one of those things where you have to place some blame with the people in the front office. It's a major miss. I know that there's some Rangers fans that don't ever want to be negative about anything, and I respect it. You love your team, and you just want to be eternal optimist. But we're just being real here. We praised the front office for the moves they've made. Think about the bullpen. I sang praises to Fenstermaker and Chris Young for the bullpen that they put together this year. It's been great. But how big of a miss is Leote Taveras? And he was a top prospect. You probably could have gotten some pretty nice pieces when Leote was at the height of his hype as a prospect, and you passed it up because you wanted Leote to make a splash in your organization. These are the tough decisions that front offices get paid millions of dollars to make. And the reality is you whiffed on Leote. And it feels a little bit like the front office is trying to not be wrong by continuing to play him. You guys let me know if you disagree. I feel like they didn't trade Leote when he was a top prospect. You didn't trade him in 23 or in 24 when you could have. Remember, in 23 in the World Series year, Leote was hitting like 300 in June. I mean, you could have traded him then, and he was not really an integral piece in the World Series run. I know people will remind me he walked in front of Corey Seager in game 1 of the World Series. Okay, yes, he did. That doesn't mean that it couldn't have been somebody else that got the walk. I mean, I don't think we can go to that as the trump card. That feels like the trump card, the only trump card for Leote and the people that are Leote apologists. He walked in game 1 of the World Series in the 9th inning and set up Corey Seager. A lot of people could take a walk and set up Corey Seager for that home run. Leote did it, and we give him props for it. But it's not a reason why he needed to be on the club in 23, 24, or even right now. Leote, to me, should have been traded multiple years ago. And it's a big oversight by the front office to have not traded him, because you could have probably gotten a pretty nice, I think, major league guy for Leote 3-4 years ago. Could have happened. So right now, it feels a little bit to me like the organization not wanting to be wrong by continuing to play him. Like tonight, didn't get why he was even in the game. Why are you coming in for defensive purposes late? Really? I don't want to say Bruce Bochy's losing credibility, but to me, it feels that way. Like I trust the coaching staff less when I'm seeing them put Leote into the game 24 hours after blowing it on a little league error. I gotta feel like it's organizational. They have just told Bruce Bochy and the staff that they have to play him. I find it really hard to believe that Bruce Bochy is just wanting to put Leote in every single game. Maybe I'm going too tinfoil hat too much on the conspiracy theory side of things, but it's getting to a laughable point where you're just saying to yourself, what are they seeing that I'm not? And I know that I'm not a professional coach. I know I'm not a major league baseball player and don't have that experience. I don't think you have to. I think you have to have all that to figure it out. I don't know how you can continue to play a player that has mental mistakes, but also physical mistakes that are costing you games. And then you're putting him out as a defensive replacement late tonight after Dustin Harris had a pretty nice game out there in the outfield. Thoughts on Logan Gilbert? Hope he gets better soon. I don't ever like seeing players go out. Logan Gilbert, I think, exited with an injury tonight, was it, Jackson? I don't ever like seeing even my arch rivals in the division. I would rather see them at full strength. Would rather see him. That's when baseball is at its peak, is when you got the best versus the best. Shoot, I don't want anybody saying they didn't have Gilbert, that's why the Rangers won. No, I want to say the Rangers beat Gilbert. That's why they won. Right? So hope he gets better soon. There's the Cal Raleigh comp for the night. Check. Jackson, appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. Yeah, sorry, I know Miguel. I hope you're still hanging out. Sometimes we do the opener a little bit longer, depending on the rants that I've got in store. So thanks for being patient, y'all. I agree. Why not just keep getting Robertson, or why not just go get Robertson? It could be a nice move for depth, but there must be something there. Maybe the two sides just not agreeable to a deal. Who knows? But I'm all for the depth. All for it. Keep going. Daniel, what's good? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Every time Leote is in the game, I get sad. I get mad, like frustrated. When it happened tonight where they kind of slid it into the Apple TV broadcast, I'm like, what? Why is Leote coming into the game? Defensive purposes. Dude just blew you the game because of a defensive error. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see what Leote does that anyone else, Dustin Harris, couldn't do as well. And they did say on the broadcast today, on the Apple TV broadcast, that when Seager comes back, they want to go with Josh Smith in center field. So I think Josh Smith in center field is a real thing that they are going to stick with and try out when Corey Seager gets back. Bullpen is top tier. Agreed. Offense has got to get going. Miguel, I think that you could probably pull off Trevor Bauer much better than Julio Urias. Urias has got some real deal stuff. Bauer, I know, controversial, polarizing, but Julio Urias has got some real deal criminal problems. I mean, getting charged with stuff. At least Trevor Bauer, I mean, exonerated in court, no legal charges against him. Clearly, you might have your opinions about the kind of person he is, all of that, but I think Julio Urias would be much harder to pull off than Trevor Bauer. But it's kind of odd, isn't it ironic that Bauer doesn't have any charges, doesn't have any court ongoing legal things, and was never charged with a crime, and you hear about him way more than you hear about Julio Urias. I mean, I don't know why Trevor Bauer can't get a job. I think that I would be pretty quick to sign him personally. I mean, look, he obviously made a mistake. You got to surround yourself with good people. Dude was kind of hooking up with randoms from social media. Not smart. But, and it's a much bigger issue. We're not going to unpack it all. We want to try and keep things PG on the show here, if at all possible. But look, that aside, I would probably sign Bauer. I think that Bauer should be at a big league club somewhere. If not the Rangers, somewhere else. I mean, guy's going to play for league minimum. And I've said this before. This isn't anything brand new. I think the Rangers should have gone and got him in the offseason. Would have been a great pickup. And that would be a spoil of riches right there. You had Trevor Bauer in this rotation as well. I did see Carter's triple. Bradford and Sporsback, that would be outstanding. Hate it when the games are on Apple TV. I kind of do too. I'm not a big fan of the broadcast. And when I say broadcast, I mean like the commentators. It's not like they're terrible, but I would just rather hear the Rangers guys. And I do like the probabilities and the analytics that Apple TV brings. So the aesthetics, if you will, I don't mind. But I'm not a big fan of the broadcast. Simeon is a huge problem. He had a nice night tonight, and I've gone off on Simi. So I hope y'all can take with a grain of salt a little bit. Yeah, he was 0 for 4, but he had 2 baseballs that he squared up pretty good. I mean, one of them would have been a home run in a couple of ballparks. That one that went all the way out to left center, he hit that 105 off the bat. The double play, which he almost beat out, he hit almost 100 miles an hour off the bat. So, look, for me, I absolutely think that he had a much better night than what the box score shows. I don't think they're going to be unloading Simeon. I don't think that they're going to unload him. I mean, look, never say never on anything, but you're still getting gold glove defense from Marcus Simeon out there. Heart and hustle guy. Not a guy that you want to just discard. I think that you got to be careful with Marcus Simeon. You're frustrated. We're all frustrated with the lack of production from several of these guys. Marcus Simeon, to me, has some intangibles that I think are integral to the team, and I wouldn't want to just trade him because he's having a bad month. Like, I don't think he needs to be hitting leadoff. I think they've got him in a good spot. With Marcus Simeon, I will defend and push back a little bit. Heart and hustle guy. He's won the award. Dude's an outstanding teammate. You know he's given it his all every single game. He's available. He's not injured or injury prone. And yeah, you wish that the bat was better. But I think that Marcus is going to be a guy that you think twice about trading. I would like to see Wyatt get an extension. I hope that they're working on something. Get him signed to something like Jackson Merrill got signed for. I think that's a pretty good comp. Look at Merrill's number. Maybe you bump it up a little bit for Wyatt, but I'd love to see something like that. Where do I think Quinn Ewers will fall in the draft? Is he going to go like 5th or 6th round? Look, with Shador dropping as much as he's dropped, I don't think anybody's picking Quinn Ewers over Shador. I mean, but look, a lot of people have been wrong on where Shador was going to go in this draft. I got to think Quinn is going 5th or 6th round somewhere. Maybe he doesn't get drafted, but I bet just like Shador, even if Shador didn't get drafted, somebody's going to pick him up. So he's going to be undrafted free agent somewhere. I'm almost 100% Ewers, Shador, they're going to catch on as undrafted if they don't get drafted outright. Berger did destroy a ball today, 113 miles an hour off the wall. Berger hits the ball really hard. The exit velocity on some of the batted balls that he's put in play, incredible. Incredible. Natalie, I haven't heard this, but I might try to do some research on this. The comment, by the way, was that Corey Seager's not a big Trevor Bauer fan. Maybe that's why they haven't signed him. Possibly. Look, would Jock Peterson know? Was Jock Peterson there with Trevor Bauer? I can't remember. I forget when Peterson started bouncing around to different teams, but I'm not sure on that one. Not 100%. Let's see. He better have solved hitting left-handers. Oh, Evan Carter. I don't know what the pitcher was like tonight, and let me see if I can pull it up, who the Aviators threw tonight against Evan Carter. Cushing, and he is a righty. So Evan Carter hitting the triple off a righty tonight. Don't know how he's hitting against lefties. I can see if I can pull up the splits right now. Let me see. Splits. I don't know if it's going to work out, y'all. Actually, it does. Perfect. Versus lefties, he's 0 for 12. Not what we wanted to see. He has not gotten a hit against a left-handed pitcher yet in the minor leagues. Does have 3 walks, but 6 strikeouts in 15 plate appearances. Not ideal. So Evan Carter clearly hadn't quite figured out the lefties yet. Hadn't quite figured that out. Keep going. Missed the I'm going to have to scroll back up a little bit. What about Sebastian Walcott? What about him? I don't think they're going to bring up Walcott this season to sit on the bench. The only way they're bringing up Walcott is if he's going to be playing every day. Why would you bring up Walcott in any other scenario? I think it's cool to say, like, yeah, let's bring him up. But you don't want to bring him up if he can't play every day. Right now he's playing in Double-A. I think they're probably going to move him up to Triple-A before they move him up to Double-A. I mean, that would be me. Keep going. Walcott, I don't know how he's doing. I might want to look that up. He was sitting in the 2s the last time I checked. I don't know if that improved. Let me see if I can check it out. But last time I checked, he was sitting like 270 or something like that. But I'll go to Double-A. Give me a second here, and let's see what the Rough Riders did tonight. Come on, where are you at? They They lose tonight or win? They lost 6-4 to the Hooks tonight. Okay. So box score, Osuna went 2 for 4. He's hitting 260. Walcott 2 for 4. He's hitting 279. So I was about right. I think I said 270. Look, I don't see Walcott playing this year in a Texas Rangers uniform. I'd be surprised. I think he'd have to be really killing it in Double-A, and then he hadn't even made it to Triple-A yet. And look, sometimes guys will skip Double-A and go right to the major leagues, but I don't know. I don't think Walcott is going to be playing this year unless the Rangers have a need and are going to be playing him every single day. Not sure. Anyways, keep going. Nate, probably the best pitcher in the AL West. Tyler Mahle might have something to say about that. Mally's been doing incredible. Steve, what's good? Yep, hook 'em horns. Longhorns baseball doing great things. Look, admittedly, Rangers takes the front seat. I always have my eye on the Longhorns baseball team. And if they make it to the super regionals, usually I'll pick up a little bit of coverage then. But college baseball, definitely something I love personally. Not something I cover as much on the channel here, though. Just being real. Leote got a base hit bunt not too long ago. Yeah, I mean, he did. But look, for me, there's a moment or two here and there. And then there's like 10 moments that are not so great that follow it. So I just can't cherry pick the one or two random good moments for Leote and use that and say, I feel great about him being the starting center fielder. I'm not saying you were doing that, but I'm just not a big fan of pointing to the one or two few things that Leote's done well and then just forgetting about the times where he's cost us or throwing all those times under the rug just to be what kind of a blind supportive fan. Like, I don't believe in doing that. Leote, to me, has had plenty of opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. He's had some nice moments as a Ranger. I think it's time to move on. Don't ever doubt Bruce Bochy. Yeah, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not going to sit around and say I agree with every single thing that the coaching staff, the front office does. And it's all a fun part of being a fan. It's the thing. It's not fun for me to be a yes man to the teams that I love. Cowboys, who they're drafting. It's not fun for me, whoever they draft, whatever move they make, to just be like, it's awesome. It's the best move that I've ever seen. It's the best draft ever. At some point, it just gets disingenuous, does it not? So I don't know. Y'all know, the ones who have been watching me for a long time, you know better, but I'm just never going to be that fan. I don't like doing that. Every single thing I've got to turn into a positive. I'm pretty positive, like, as it is. Y'all have seen me tonight already try and look at things glass half full. So I know I'm not just saying that. Appreciate the follows, by the way. Hard Chuck, I agree. Young needs to take the next step. I'm scrolling backwards, by the way. It fast-forwarded me all the way to the most recent comments, and I missed a bunch. Yeah, I don't know, Cody, why we did the Leote defensive substitution. Stupid. Big-time Texan Rangers can't hit. Only averaging 2 runs a game. Yeah, it's something like that. It's ridiculous. All right, let me scroll down to the bottom. Yeah, Leote not consistent. Osuna is hitting, I think, in the 280s, right? He was 2 for 4 tonight. So Osuna, minor league player of the year last year for Texas. I think Osuna and Walcott are going to be on pretty similar trajectories. I think in 2027, both of those guys are going to have legitimate shots to be starters one way or another. I think Dolly is probably going to be gone in 2027. I don't see Adolis Garcia coming back. That has the door open for Osuna. I don't think the Rangers are going to sign Adolis for a long-term contract. I think they're probably going to want to see what Osuna has, assuming that he continues to develop. So my vision would be in 2027, you have Walcott and Osuna up with the big league club. I don't think it's going to be next year. It might be at the end of next year in August, but I think 2027 is going to be the year we see both of those guys really have a legitimate chance to be an everyday starter. Keep going. Angels are going to make it to the postseason. Keep saying some prayers on that one. I am not feeling as confident as you, but we'll see. The season is early. It is early. Oh, my goodness. All right, let me see what else we got for box score tonight, and then I'm going to preview the game for tomorrow. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Bunch of people have followed already. Herbert, thanks for the comment. My prediction has been, I think Rangers make it past the divisional series. I think they're going to make it to the ALCS. I don't know if they win the ALCS. I don't know if they make it to the World Series or win the World Series, but my prediction has been they're going to win the divisional round. And I think that they're going to make it to the ALCS. I don't know what's going to happen beyond that. I can't say I've got a great read, but I think that they can win a divisional round series. I think they absolutely can. All right, let's see. Box score tonight. We have some offers. We talked about Dolly. We talked about Marcus. Josh Young, 1 for 4. In a bit of a slump, 6 for 43. I would call that a little bit of a slump. He had a home run last night. It's nice. You'd like to see a little bit better consistency out of Josh Young. Hard Chuck, you and I were talking about that. Berger, 1 for 3, 175. Like Jock Peterson, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about Jake Berger. He's hitting the ball hard. I'm not saying I love it. He needs to be hitting in the top 5, but I'm feeling more positive about him. I think he's had some nice at-bats lately. The exit velocity is totally legit. Higgy, 0 for 3, average down to 261. And then you had a couple of opportunities missed, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 4 left on base. Josh Young was caught stealing. I tweeted about this during the game. I don't know if y'all have noticed this. This is like really ticky-tack stuff that is probably minutia to some, but I just do not understand for the life of me. And I don't know if it's like a Rangers philosophy thing. I don't understand sliding feet first into second base on a steal attempt. Like Josh Young caught stealing tonight. Why are you sliding into second base feet first? I just don't get that. Stealing the second, it's like the most obvious head first slide, left hand outside of the bag. I don't understand. I've seen Wyatt Langford do it on that controversial challenge play. Wyatt Langford is sliding into second base on a steal attempt feet first. I just don't get it. I know that head first opens yourself up to more injury, but you've got the mitt, wear the little oven mitt or whatever you want to call it. I mean, if you're going to steal second, I don't understand sliding feet first. With replay today, I feel like you're asking for your foot to pop off the bag. So like Josh Young tonight getting caught stealing, sliding feet first into second base. Don't get it. Not sure what they're teaching the Rangers players to do. Maybe there's some crazy analytic stuff. Slide feet first. You have a better chance of being safe. I don't know. And I know this is like little minutia of the game, but it's why I love baseball. This little stuff, it just drives me nuts in a good way, but I don't get it at all. Sliding feet first into second base on a steal attempt. I wish we would stop doing it. I feel like Josh Young, maybe if you do the slide head first, left hand on the outside of the bag, you're safe. Possibly. I don't know. All right, rant over. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you. Let's see. Who do we got tomorrow? Is it Mally Day, right? Good. Feeling great. Tyler Mally on the mound. That's huge. I don't know what Sunday's going to be. Are we going to get Jack Leiter back? Let me see what's been announced here. I'm sure that they've announced all the starters for the series. So tomorrow we got Mally. Ooh, tomorrow's National Broadcast Day. Let's go. National broadcast, baby. I love it. Fox Sports, 3:05 Texas time. Going to be on national TV. Love it. Robbie Ray pitching, so we might see a little lefty lineup from the Rangers. So maybe a little Kevin Pillar. Maybe we'll see Jock Peterson out. Let's see. What would we do in that scenario? Who do you want DHing? You've got, you probably go catcher, both catchers in the lineup, huh? Robbie Ray, lefty. I'm thinking you probably go Hyman, Higgy both in the lineup tomorrow, and then Kevin Pillar. I don't think you want Jock Peterson going up against Robbie Ray. Not an ideal matchup. I'm probably rolling with both catchers in the lineup tomorrow. And then you have Kevin Pillar play the outfield, center field. You got Wyatt, you've got Doley, but that's what I'd probably go. Let's see if I'm right tomorrow. Let's see if they go double catcher and Kevin Pillar. I mean, look, this isn't rocket science, but that's what I'd be doing. Tyler Mahle, though, 3-0 record, 0.68 ERA. Dude is dealing. Like, if the Cy Young ended today, I don't know who else you'd give it to. This guy's been phenomenal. Over his last 3 starts, he's given up 1 run in 20 innings. He struck out 17 in those 20 innings, and he has allowed, 5, 10, 13 base runners in those 20 innings. They're incredible numbers. We'll see how he does tomorrow. Giants obviously have a lot of really great offensive players, and it's not an easy lineup to shut down. That's why I think what Nate Eovaldi did tonight is very impressive. It's not easy to shut down this Giants offense. It's been a really good offense. So, look, the chances of it happening 2 games in a row, not great. I don't think that means that Mahle gets shelled tomorrow, but it's going to be tough to hold down the Giants 2 games in a row. They're a good baseball team. They've got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. So we'll see. Mally's going to have his work cut out for him, but I feel good. He's got the hot hand right now. I think he's going to turn in at minimum, a quality start. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs or less. Anything more than that, icing on the cake, gravy on top of the mashed potatoes, all that good stuff. Insert your favorite figurative language expression. All right, let's see. Who do we got tomorrow or Sunday? Sunday is Leiter. So Leiter is scheduled. I saw a couple of y'all saying Leiter might pitch on Sunday. Leiter apparently is pitching on Sunday, and we're going against Jordan Hicks. Is that right? See who this is. Do I have that right? Jordan Hicks. I didn't even realize he was starting games now. I know that for the Cardinals and I think for the Blue Jays, he was a relief pitcher. I didn't realize he was starting. Okay. He started 5 games this year. All right, so Jordan Hicks going on Sunday against Jack Leiter. I think we've got a really good trio of pitchers starting in this series. I think the Rangers win the series. I don't think you're going to beat us, Jack Leiter and Tyler Mahle. I think we're getting at least 1 win out of those 2. We'll see what Mal's got tomorrow. I mean, Mal's going to have his work cut out for him, but I think that we're going to get one of those 2 wins to take the series. Tomorrow, Mahle. Sunday, Jack Leiter. That's going to be good. I'm excited. To be fair, today was a national day too. I guess so, Apple TV, huh? But I don't count it because not everybody has Apple TV. I mean, look, there's ways to get around it, but at least tomorrow you can turn on local television and you're going to see the Rangers. That's what I love. That is what I love for sure. All right, y'all. So let's see. We've gone over an hour. This is perfect. This is perfect. Let me check my YouTube comments one more time, and then we're going to call it a night, and I'll check TikTok again as well before I head off. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out, by the way. All the follows, the comments, the likes, the shares. I've seen a few of y'all shared. Man, do I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Very, very grateful. Let's see. Giants really needed to win that game. We would have been first in the West. Yeah. Brady, look, I was a little surprised, actually. I felt like Jock Peterson was going to get a little bit of a better reception. I didn't feel like it was like super warm. Maybe I was just not locked in enough. I was doing a few different things during the game, but I kind of thought Jock would have gotten a little bit of a warmer reception. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing. But Brady, appreciate all the comments, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Giants bullpen is the only thing holding them back. I mean, they did pretty well tonight. Giants bullpen looked pretty good tonight. They shut down the Rangers. Verlander actually had a really good night as well. I think it's incredible what JV is doing. I mean, I know he pitched for the Astros for a number of years. So, I mean, we don't necessarily love Justin Verlander in Rangerland, but you got to appreciate what he's doing. I mean, guy's pitching into his 40s, and he's still able to go out there, give you a quality start. It's impressive. When Seager coming back, I think they're hopeful maybe that he would be able to miss minimum amount of time, but they haven't really said. And with Seager, they're going to be careful. I personally would probably expect him back in about 10 days. Like, I think he's probably going to be back maybe at earliest next weekend series. I just feel like they're going to be really careful with Corey and not want to push it. If he got injured, though, on Tuesday, right, the first eligible day would be like Friday night next week, like a week from today. That's why I said I almost wonder if it's going to be a deal where they push it back and like they bring him back a week from Monday, something like that. Rangers are 2-0, Gio says, when they play on Apple TV this year. Hey, Apple TV's the good luck charm. I love it. Verlander in his first few starts had almost a 7 ERA, not doing good. He needs to hang up the cleats soon. I think he's had a couple of back-to-back really nice starts. I mean, this was a great start from him, and I think his last start was a really good start too. So I don't know if he needs to hang it up. He's not going to be the same Justin Verlander of old, but I think there's some worse pitchers out there than Justin Verlander at this point. Oh my gosh, here we go again. Let me see if I can pull this off, y'all. This ain't going to be easy. The TikTok verifications, they're always out to give me. Which of these provides rain protection? My goodness. Killing me. Nope, failed. I got it this time. Man, they test your mental ability with some of those verifications they do. I promise I'm not a robot. All right, y'all. We got to go ahead and wrap it up and call it a night. Love all y'all. Thanks for hanging out. First grade strain. That's right. Zach, you're getting a little more technical. I appreciate that. So I think the earliest you're going to see him is a week from today. I think they might hold him out for that next weekend series as well. Let's see when. Let's just see what the schedule holds here. I don't have the schedule memorized or anything like that, y'all, but we got the Giants. We play the A's at home starting on Monday. That's kind of nice. We can get a little revenge right away, hopefully. And then we play the Mariners next weekend. So maybe he'll be back for that Mariners series. Then we have Monday off, Monday the 5th, and then we play the Red Sox in Boston. So I think maybe they end up holding him out until that Boston series starting May 6th. At earliest, we would see him May 2nd. And that's City Connect hoodie jersey night. Okay. That sounds pretty nice. Let's see. Seager replica ring is on Thursday, May 1st. That's the last game of the A series. I don't think he'd be eligible to come back for that one. So earliest would be May 2nd. Maybe May 6th. All right, y'all. We are going to sign off for the night. Love all y'all. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow and Sunday post-game, and we will be breaking down, hopefully, 2 more Rangers wins against the Giants. That's the plan. Great win tonight. Glad to be back in the win column after a rough 2 games out in Sacramento. We're going to keep it positive tonight to finish. Keeping it positive. Tomorrow, national TV, the Rangers will play on Fox. Tyler Malley throwing. Feeling good about that. We'll be back breaking it down. Y'all come hang out again. If I don't see you the rest of the weekend, hope you have a great weekend ahead. Maybe you'll catch us on the replay. We'll put out a couple shorts as well. But that's the plan. Have a great rest of the Friday night. As I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.